Awesome. You're not the one up here, I'll tell you that much. All right, I'm going to use the restroom quick. It's the screen is mirrored, so Griffin, you're actually on the complete opposite side, and Whitmore.
Oh, I'm on that side.
You're three.
I'm middle.
Yeah, so no one's in this row at all, and you are Jill.
I'm in middle.
Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're the right spot right there. Yeah, come back.
Right
Come back.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm leaving those front seats empty.
That's weird. You got your seat moved. No one's in that side. So B, you are. So it's like reverse. So you're that side second. You're right there. Yeah, it's really weird. You're wearing the choker. Oh yeah. Do you want to see us? Do you want to see? I'm wearing it. It's like I don't know. I found it in my mom's old jewelry, and it doesn't even work, but I'm wearing it anyways. I would too. Oh, yeah. And no one's in the front row, and no one's in the. Yeah, that's probably what people in the front. You see this? So upset. Oh, because I had like plans to. I even you know how on Netflix on your phone you can download stuff. I downloaded like a whole season of anime I was watch, and I left my phone. Lucy, are you saying after that choreography thing? I almost called it blue lights. Accents. Yeah, I'm not. It's not mandatory, is it? Right. Because it's flipped, by the way.
Can't read it.
I think you're. Yeah, you're in there. What we do is It's today a lecture day. Hopefully it's lecture day. Yeah, that's tomorrow. Is today a lecture day?
Oh, that is Victor.
You're so. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm like, it's good enough for now. I don't like shit from it. It's just much fun. Very nice. Yes, it's like when someone tells me it's there, like, yes, I am there. Yes. And someone's like, you want to me too, but like, it's just I literally have 2 days to go out and I was. Oh yes. No. I did have my headphones. They were in a Velcro lock. I'm pregnant. That's so upsetting. I like your shirt. What? I like your shirt. Oh my god, the sign is like $13 on that. Yes. Dude, then I'm having to do that myself. Yeah, I got chokers. Oh, you did? A mushroom and a rainbow. I got a hoodie from them too. And I got a neck, but it fits really weird, so I gave it to I because I didn't. It's okay. I would help you if I knew how, but I have no idea. He was like, what's your Snapchat? Ew, why don't you do that? Can you rubbish that post? I really appreciate that. I would really appreciate that.
All right, everybody find the, whoa, this is not, is this right? Lucy, you're all the way back there?
They said it was like reverse.
It is
I'll
reversed.
tell you what,
That makes sense.
Wait, why is it?
it is. I don't know why I had this empty, which I probably messed that up. Let's do this. So, Mushi, actually, that ruins my flow though, because of Lucy and Mushi. So, and that's why I had Griffin there so that the flow was still. I think we're okay. Vincent hasn't been here yet. We'll be able to cut this up pretty decently. I mean, is your desk on the green, on the blue line?
Yes.
All right. This can be a little fluid. Today it'll work, but I mean, I might take Lucy, move you guys up here, but then like you're still kind of distanced. And then you got student teachers usually here back there, kind of trying to keep people away from him. You would be awkwardly close to him. So, yeah. Well, welcome back, everybody. I don't think anyone is new. Are they? Hasn't been here? No, that's good. Let's get these kiddos on Zoom here. What I would say is go ahead and get to your Canvas page, get your computers open up. We probably want to get going right away if you want to get a good review in for tomorrow. Those on Zoom, good afternoon. I guess it's still morning technically again, back to this old schedule. Nice to see those of you who were in class yesterday on the Zoom. That is good. Still letting people in. Try to get in the habit of at least being here within about a minute or so of the bell ringing. And if you want to have your camera on, that's awesome as well. All right, so gonna go ahead and take the screen share right away. I'm sure we'll get more people joining. What I would like to do, those of you that are in the virtual setting on Zoom, go ahead and go to, I'm sharing the screen right now, go to modules and click on this assignment right here, which says 121, chapter 27, 28 themes, period 7, 8. Okay, go ahead and click on that and read that. And then those of you that are, I'm going to go ahead and mute for about 2 minutes. mute. All right, those of you back here on the Zoom, we're all back together. Everyone should be able to see the screen in class and on Zoom. I just need to confirm we're missing some people, like quite a few. All right, that's all right. We'll figure it out. Okay, so that means on Zoom I've got 7 and 7, and then 5 and 5. All right, we can do that. Why are you laughing, Lucy? Yeah, you guys share with the whole class. That's why you're laughing? Lucy McJonkins was laughing at you on the screen. She said it's because of peanut butter and jelly. I don't know if that's true or not. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and look at the assignment for today. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna make 4 groups. I'll show you what those look like in a second. You're gonna create a shared Google Doc by copying the template I have on here. We're gonna split up the themes. There are 6 themes. And then at the end, you're going to do vocab words. Some of you might already have this in your notes. Others of you are going to have to access your notes that we went over in class and or your textbook. Okay. Couple reminders. Again, I'm talking off this screen if you're here, or maybe you have it in front of you. Humans in the environment should include any and all geographic influences. So anything geographically, like the building of the Suez Canal, that's changing in geography. Okay, that could be one thing that could be used. A change like expansion, imperialism would work there. Okay, work should be divided equally and include your name for which sections you complete. You're gonna have 20 minutes, so I'll put a timer on the screen and let everybody see it. And then at the end of class, we're going to share the information. One person from each group shares, or either you pick as a group or I pick randomly how I feel like it. Okay. So you're probably better off just finding someone in your group that's comfortable speaking. That person will get on Zoom, talk us through it. This will serve as a really good review for your test. I already made your test. If something is said wrong, that's on the test, or something said wrong, period, I'll kind of correct it. But this is you gathering the information and going through it together. All right, so I'm going to click on this Google link. You'll see what comes up here are the 4 groups: the Ottoman Empire, the Islamic heartlands, the Qing dynasty in China in the 1800s, Imperial Russia, and then Japan in the Meiji Restoration. Okay. The instructions are pretty simple up here. In terms of how you're going to do this, I wrote insert your topic here. Hopefully everybody sees that. So in my classroom right here, we are going to have Imperial Russia and Meiji Japan Restoration. Okay. I'll let you know how I'll divide it here in a second. On Zoom, if you're in group breakout room 1, you've got Ottoman Empire, Islamic heartlands. If you're in breakout room 2, you have Qing dynasty in China in the 1800s. So I'm expecting you to include the Taiping Rebellion, Opium Wars, Boxer Rebellion, open door policy for China. And I can help walk you through that. For the Islamic heartlands, I'm expecting you to include stuff like Egypt and the Khedive regime and Muhammad Ali. All right. Now, you'll notice at the bottom, one person in your group, you should probably assign them to go back in the textbook and put down all vocab words. All right. And the definitions, 10 to 15 word definitions. So split up however you want to do that. If there's a bunch of definitions in your section, you might want to have 2 people do that, or someone finishes early to help out. That's how you communicate. Okay. So we're going to have people in the room communicating and talking to each other. We're going to have people talking to each other on Zoom. It's going to be one of the coolest things we've ever done in our life. All right. Sick. Nice. All right. Anybody have any questions before I break out into the groups? Remember, breakout group 1, Islamic heartlands. Breakout group 2, Qing dynasty, China in the 1800s. Questions, Zoomers, ask away. You guys want to see the Zoomers again? Aha, here they are. Oh, no one? Okay, anyone in the crowd? Nope. Griffin, you know what's going on? Okay, good. Feel comfortable then. So I'm going to stop the share. And I'm going to make these breakout rooms for these folks real quick. Basically, Jill, you're going to move desks right here anyway, so you might as well do it now. Yeah. Okay. The breaking out of the rooms. We do the 2. That works well. Oh, we're having people leave. They don't want to participate. Oh my gosh, they're the work in a group. No, that's not fair. Okay. Man, these are loaded groups. Got some good groups here. I better move someone around here. I'm gonna move. All right, I like it. Remember, group 1, Islamic Heartlands. Group 2, Qing China, and basically their downfall. All right. I feel like I need to exchange. Make one more change here. All right, get on it, crew. Okay. Lucy, since you got the back corner, play Mushi and rock, paper, scissors. Now, go. Now, go. Come on. That was weak. No. 1, 2, 3, shoot. Come on, go. Say it out loud.
Okay. Stand up.
No, say it out loud when you say 1, 2, 3, shoot.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh, you can choose which one you want. Yes, your group. Yes, sir. You want Russia or Japan? All right. You got Japan. Split it up. Y'all have Russia. Maintain a little bit of distance. Figure out how you want to divide it up. Let's do it. Man, Luella Denny is just not joining. Luella, You don't need to put the names on there because each person will put the individual name on. Okay. Yo, your group has the Ottoman Empire Islamic Heartlands. That should be the beginning of chapter 27. Remember, we had those group notes that we did in class. You can use those. Anybody who seems like they're lost, follow the lead. I'm gonna put Katya and Blickenstaff. You're the team leader, okay? Are you cool with that? All right, great. All right, I'm going to go to the other room now.
I'm sharing it with all of you guys now.
All right, everybody. Kaylee, are you going to be the leader?
Yeah, I'm making the Google document. So.
Okay. Figure out how you want to split it up. Remember, you've got Qing China. There's a PowerPoint on the module for this unit 2728. That's pretty good. Use that if you need to. If you have any questions, I'm going to be here, okay?
Okay.
Just let me know. Gonna go ahead and share the screen with the Google Doc. Yep. And go ahead and walk us through it, please.
Okay, so to like summarize, I'm just gonna like share like the most important points from each one. So control of the Mediterranean was very beneficial.
Yeah. Lucy, Lily, Dole, you're lagging out on us. Can somebody else in the group? Yeah, Lily, you're lagging pretty hard.
I'm sorry. That was my Wi-Fi. Should I start over or?
I'm concerned that this could continue to happen. Can you call on someone else from your group to be the bullpen backup pitcher here?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think anyone would want to. Well, Lucille, would you be okay with doing it?
Yeah, that's good with me.
All right, hit it. Let's go.
Okay, so for humans and the environment, Russia really made advances toward the north, and they tried to really like get a strong navy from that because there's a lot of open territory up there. And then for the development and interactions of cultures, Confucianism was still really heavily influenced in the Ottoman Empire, and they really still took that to heart a lot. But then Western ways kind of started like creeping into like their everyday societies, and they just kind of started like letting it in a little bit more rather than like exploiting it. For governance, there was a succession of weak and corrupt rulers that led to crisis and revolts. Let me find where this is. And then also we had a lot of janissaries that were not happy, so Muhammad was able to stop them and enforce liberal reforms. And then for economic systems, commercial dealings with European comparts were being used a lot by Jews and Christians. And a rush of Western manufactured goods were overpowering these handcraft industries and kind of taking over the trade routes. And then for social interactions and organizations, Westernized elites pushed for more radical reforms, while the traditional groups pushed for conservative reforms, and this caused a lot of revolutions and riots. And then Napoleon also tried to invade Egypt in order to gain advantage over the British in India, but he failed. And then Islamic people had a fear for being dominated by the West. And then for technology and innovations, railway is becoming more advanced, and then the Suez Canal connected the Mediterranean and Sea and the Red Sea. And then river towns were also becoming more centralized Egyptian authorities.
River towns were administrators and became the center of Egyptian authority. Okay. I'll tell you what, that was quick, but you actually just went over like 4 or 5 test questions. So those of you who are going to study tonight and want to do well on the test, this is a very good study guide. That was a little bit fast, but thank you very much. And thanks for taking over. I know Lily was planning on doing that. I'm not going to go over the vocab. When we do the vocab, though, if you're looking at the screen, please, you see how I'm going to set this up. I'd like the vocab to be done like this so that it's easier for people to see. Just because you are then able to separate them. And in years past, I always had students doing vocab. So this is your way out of it, essentially. All right, so we're going to go to the second group then, which I believe on here is, I need to press refresh. I hope they have a link. They do. That's going to be Brooke Brown. Copy and paste that like I'm doing. If you want to have this in on your screen, or you can look at mine. And who is going to share about the Qing dynasty?
I am. So for humans in the environment, just first off with geography, this dynasty was located in now present-day China, Mongolia, and also a little bit of Russia. And in terms of size, is the second largest of the Chinese dynasties to exist, second to the Tang. And then we also were talking about the location of the ports that were opened up in Hong Kong after the Opium Wars, which were against the British. For the development and interaction of cultures, we put down a lot of stuff about how
they tried to preserve a lot of Chinese ways as they were coming in, and they adopted ideas of Chinese court ceremonies. But then they also found new ways to finance agriculture and artisan production, and how scholar officials who served the Ming continued in office at the king, and the ban on slavery was eventually lifted and stuff like that. And then also for governance, we also see the continuation of Chinese ideas and Confucius ideas like old over young and like male over female, stuff like that. And also how the examination slash civil service exams were still continued. And then we also talked about the Taiping Rebellion after the failed reforms of the government, and how it was supposed to promise social reforms, land redistribution, and rights for women. And it was replaced with an existing social order, and replaced it with an autopan society. And then also we talked
Utopian. Yeah,
utopian. Sorry, that's my bad. And we also put down how the dynasty came to form with a local leader that helped to create unity in the Manchu tribes, and they would later go into China and overthrow the existing Ming dynasty, and then set up the the dynasty that's now today.
Did you say Quinn?
No.
You do not have to bring the class cookies.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, anyways. And then we also talked about the decline, how there was corrupt rulers and the corrupt exam system. And then for economic systems overall, they got better with the import-export trade, and they would export things like tea, porcelain, and silk to overseas markets. And this also led to the creation of a new wealthy group of merchants, the compradors, that specialized in this import-export like trade and relationships. And the Manchus also relied on foreign loans from the areas that they were ruling at the time. And they also realized later in the game, and this was also part of the reason of their downfall, that they were too late, and in the trading of silver, but also in westernization and industrialization. And there was also opium trading, and also with the economic systems with their trading, we see Britain use their markets as a place to sell opium to get more money. So there's that. And then also with social interaction and organizations, we went over this a little bit, but like men over women, old over young. So there was extreme patriarchy. And then we also have some vocab words in there, but that's also down there. But women still, their lives were still pretty confined to household and family jobs. But then we also see, we also talked about some social, like the status quo, like the long hair and the braided ponytails worn by men. But then they were cut off in rebellion and defiance, as we saw yesterday when we were watching the samurai video. And then we didn't have a lot for technology and innovation.
It appears that there's some Islamic words in here.
Really?
Yeah, like Muhammad Ahmed was the Mahdi in the Sudan. So I don't want to confuse people, but that and like Khalifa Abdali was also in the Sudan, just so that people don't get confused on that. You see on the screen how I'm highlighting those?
Oh yeah, in the social interactions and organization.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't looking at that. I was talking about the keywords. I don't think there's any of that in the real keywords, but we can fix that.
Okay, and then technology and innovation.
Yeah, we didn't we were talking about how, and there's more encyclopedias for Chinese learning, posts and telegraphs, and then newspapers and railways. But then also we were talking about how part of their decline was a failure to adapt to the worldwide industrialization and the new technology and innovation that was happening more in the West. So
good. Okay, lot of vocab there. That's good to study tonight as well. Thank you. We need to move on as we're going to be running out of time. So you did a great job there. We're now going to hear from somebody in class, and that would be group 3. So that is Lucy. Did you upload that? Okay, so Lucy McJunkins. Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Right here? Or which one is it? Don't worry about him. That's the guy who walks in every day when you guys are home. Okay, Russia. Talk to us real loud. Talk.
Hi.
Louder.
Oh my
Come on.
gosh, I'm literally sorry.
Go.
Okay. So for humans in the environment, we said that coal, textiles, and oil were collected, and expansion increased rapidly during the 1890s. And the Industrial Revolution caused Russia to focus on railroads and help traveling in Russia. Um, and then for development and interaction of cultures, a Russian defeat in a naval war with Japan led to the Russian Revolution of 1905. And that consisted of revolts of non-Russian nationalities, and the educated people in Russia turned to socialism due to the hard life of workers. Governance change was usually initiated by the government to catch up with more innovative states of Europe. Russia in the 19th century was still an absolute monarchy led by the Tsar. And then there was no national parliament during the 19th century either. Economic systems, industrial revolution started in the 1890s, and the main focus for the industrial economy was railroads, and Russia was ranked fourth in the world in steel production. Social interactions and organization. In 1861, Russian state abolished serfdom, which led to Russia beginning a program of industrial development. The middle class, which consisted of mostly businessmen and such, worked in harsh conditions like 13-hour workdays, ruthless discipline, and constant disrespect. The factory worker made up 5% of the Russian population, and the Russian Revolution had peasant uprisings as well as mutinies in the military. And then following the 1905 revolution, there was very limited political voice, even for privileged classes. And there was a holy alliance between Russia, Prussia, and Austria, where these three monarchies formed together to defend status and religion. For technology and innovation, in the 1890s, there was a focus on railroads and heavy industry, and innovation grew rapidly. Peter the Great supported the idea of new manufacturing enterprises, and by 1900, Russia ranked fourth in the world in steel production. And then, do I have to read all of the work?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
If everybody noticed what I was doing during that, I was taking notes by highlighting. Did everybody see that? Zoomers, did you see that? So I was basically going through what's on the test and what's important for you. So you can thank me for that later. Thank you. And then make sure you go through Crimean War. I mean, these are pretty critical aspects. And so try to take you to things that you will need to remember down the road. Okay. All right. Thanks, group. We got a little bit of time here for our fourth group. And that is, who's going to speak for you guys? Jackson? All right. Make sure you speak a little louder so everyone in the room can hear you. I don't have editing access to this one. That's why I didn't do that for the second one either. So if you give me editing access, I'll help focus the group while we're doing this. If not, you can just read everything 8 times tonight on your own. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so for humans in the environment, Korea was used as Japan's way of getting resources because of them being very close together, and then they had like one main trade route because of like the shape of the country. And then for development and interaction of cultures, they completely abandoned their old culture, and by like getting rid of like the samurai, and like their clothes and style completely changed by embracing industrialization and became more westernized. And then for governance, they defeated Russia in the Russo-Japanese War and Qing China in the Sino-Japanese War. And then economics, they had a feudal system. It trade increased, and there was foreign influence, and then they completely depended on the West for raw materials. And then social interactions and organizations. They had 4 social classes: the warriors, artisans, farmers, and merchants. And then because of westernization, the Industrial Revolution sparked. And then for technology, they just had generally like better food, medicine, education, and that's about it.
Or steamers. Oh, they're like steamers or steamships. Yeah, steamships. Okay. Keywords. Remember what a diet is. It's not a diet. It's a legislative body, right? Constitution of 1889 said that the emperor was what? Sacred and inviolable. Remember, to be worshipped as a god. Cannot do wrong. Okay. Remember the Sino and Russo-Japanese wars. Zaibatsu's definitely important. All right, Matthew Perry. Remember him? Okay. Yes. All right. Here's what we are going to do. Liliana reminded me that I need to change this as I need to edit it this real quick. When I do that, I'm going to make sure I don't have users must post before seeing replies. You see that, Liliana? So you can all just copy and paste these links into Google and use them as a study guide tonight. You have all the vocab there. Remember the China section had a couple vocab words. Wait, that were on there. I have not graded the DBQs yet, so if you haven't turned it in, wait. Got an 8-minute passing period. That's eternity. It's the same every period. Okay. Make sure that you are prepared for the test tomorrow. And then obviously, chapter, well, I got to go to my syllabus real quick here. I think it's 29, but it doesn't always go in order. So chapter 29, next Monday. All right, everybody on Zoom, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks for being cool. See ya.